the both the goal setting and the roadmap, and also looking back, does that play into mindset? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that it's as much as possible, maintaining a positive mindset is really critical to being able to achieve goals. It is natural sometimes for people to get negative because that's a form of, protection or defensiveness. We want to protect ourselves from feeling hurt. But if we tell ourselves more positive things, like, if we reframe failure, if you will, I think a lot of times we don't want to move forward because we're afraid that we're going to quote unquote fail. And I always think that failure is only failure if you stop moving, because a lot of times failure can actually result in something really positive happening. You know, you just have to think of it in a different way. There's an acronym, or like FAIL is an acronym for first attempt in learning. And I really like that
Mm.
because, that really is what failure is. Failure is like, okay, I'm not going to do it that way again. What am I going to do next time to try to get a different result?
Well, in marketing, we don't even call it failing; we call it testing. So,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
that's helped with a lot of the things that I've done, because that's carried over into some of what I do. So rather than saying I'm going to try something out, I'll say I'll test it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Tim Ferriss has a quote where he says, "Test your assumptions." So if you think something is not going to work, or this isn't going to work for me, you can test your assumptions and find out whether you're right or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And, time, goes forward. Okay. So we're always on this, sort of horizon going into the future. We don't know, even things that have happened and worked in the past are not really, a clear roadmap for what's going to happen in the future, right? We can only use that as somewhat of a guide and form hypotheses about what we think is going to work going forward. And I think a lot of times what can trip people up is that they judge themselves really harshly when their hypothesis doesn't prove true.
Mm.
And I think that if we can just let go of our self judgment about things that don't turn out the way that we hoped, and just say, oh well, I learned something from that. What am I going to do next? That preserves the energy for action. And any time that we're shaming ourselves or worrying or judging ourselves, or others for that matter, we're wasting energy that could be focused on achieving a goal.